Well, Grant, you must have been really pleased with your business yesterday because not only did you add, you kept all the big names here.
No, really pleased. It was a long day. I'm glad it's over and done with. I think I said to you a few weeks ago that I can't wait until the window's closed and we can see what we've got. And when we look at what we've got, everyone, the coaching staff, we're all delighted what we've got.
Was it a tense few hours waiting for the clock to tick down?
Yeah, it was last few hours, but no, it was a bit frustrating that we didn't. There was a couple we tried to get out on loan, and it was just a bit too late to get them done. But really pleased with the ones we've got in. 3 great additions. They're only going to make us stronger. And everyone's really pleased. I think the biggest thing for me was the way the boys responded in training this morning. The seeing Nathan, George, Luke, the standards went through the roof this morning in training. I think everyone just seen the standard that they brought to the training session, and the tempo, the intensity that they trained at, and everybody else trained at the same intensity. So for me personally, it was really good to see, and it was probably the best. I'm not a big believer in training ground players, as I said to you, but the intensity that the boys showed in training today was probably the best since I've been here as a manager.
Let's start with Moncur, shall we? A player that you were after, of course, in the summer. You've got your man finally, and he sort of fits into the way you want to play, doesn't he?
100%. I mean, you seen what George done last year in League One. There was a lot of clubs showing interest in him in the summer. He chose Barnsley, which a young lad wanted to go and test himself in the Championship, which is fine. I'm just pleased we've got him. Obviously about 6 or 7 weeks, a little bit late, but he's here now, he's with us, and to January, and hopefully we can extend it to the end of the season, all being well.
And Nathan brings you some pace, doesn't he? A wide man, I think, experienced with Rangers and at Colchester briefly as well. A bit of a sort of flying winger for you.
He was exceptional at Rangers for the first 3 or 4 months. Rangers fans loved him, and as you know, I'm a Rangers fan, so I'd seen him up there. He'll get the bums off the seats for sure. We just seen him this morning. You know, some of the stuff he does on the ball is scary. As if George as well. The same, both of them, just the tempo that they play at. So he's going to be a real crowd pleaser, and so is George, because the way he plays, he wants to get on the ball constantly. So really pleased with those two.
And you got your goalkeeper done and dusted, didn't you? McGee coming in from Spurs, and a chance for him now, as he said to us yesterday, to step up to first team level and really sort of find out what it's all about.
100%. He's been training with the first team at Tottenham for the last couple of years. He's been on the bench the last 2 Premier League games. He's a good goalkeeper. One thing about him is he's very good with his feet. And for the way I want my goalkeepers to play, he's exceptional with his feet. We had him in the possession drills this morning, and he was playing like a centre half. So I'm delighted that we've got the deal done. He comes highly recommended. Obviously, Tales had spoken to Spurs about him. I'd seen him playing a couple of games that I watched over the past couple of weeks, Tottenham games, and delighted to get him done. He's a big lad, you know. He's 6'4", but he comes for crosses. He's good with his feet. He's ideal the way we play.
Tuesday was probably as angry as I've seen you since you've taken over. Obviously not happy at all with that performance. Is what you said sort of sunk in for the players, and was today's reaction as much as anything else a bit of what you'd said on Tuesday as well, of these new men coming in?
Possibly, but I definitely believe that they just raised the standards to everyone this morning. I think they've seen the standards they set themselves in training this morning. The 2 new players coming in, I think everyone else had to raise their standards to it. Possibly a bit of that what you said. We can't accept it. You know, I took full responsibility for it, and I still do, about that performance on Tuesday. But it's gone. It's done. It's dusted. I spoke to a few of the lads who started the game at MK Dons. I pulled them in my office and I said, listen, don't even look at your clips from that game. It's forgotten about. It's done and dusted. If you want to look at your clips, go and look at the ones you've done against MK Dons. Go and look at the Millwall clips. Go and look at the Rochdale clips. They're the clips that I want them to focus on, the real positives, and take it into the game on Saturday.
Yeah, don't dwell on it, because we've seen, of course, what you can do, the performance of MK Dons. You mentioned Millwall as well, and it's another tough one coming up, isn't it, against the Swindon side. Have had a pretty strong start.
Yeah, they have. Obviously, their last game got abandoned, and poor old Dave Farrell had to go there and drive back again, but that we were all laughing about. So, now it was, listen, it's going to be another tough game. I know Luke well, the manager. He was on my A licence with me, so I know how he likes to set his teams up. They'll play a different way that we haven't faced yet this season. They play in a 3-5-2 formation. So there's a lot of areas that we can exploit, and we just need to make sure that we're defensively sound, like we were against MK Dons on Saturday.
He did a fine job actually, didn't he? He came in and sort of stabilised and got a great run together before they tailed off a bit, but had an immediate impact there.
Yeah, he has. He likes to play football. I think being the manager of Swindon, it's in the DNA down there, as is Peterborough. You need to be able to want to play football, and looks like that. He likes his team to play. And we've seen that in the games they've played already this season. Like you say, they've had a good start. So it's going to be a good game. It's we're at home. It's on TV. So there's no real motivation I need to give my players. They should realise that all our home games we want to put a performance on for our fans.
Early kickoff, of course. Does that change the way you prep this week? Do you do training early or anything to allow for that, or is it just same as usual?
No, we'll train tomorrow. We'll train tomorrow at 12:15. And we'll come in on Saturday for a pre-match stroke brunch for the players, so that everyone eats properly. You know, it's. I think everyone would be fine, but we've got one or two who would be a little bit worried that they wake up at maybe a little bit late and miss a kickoff, if you know what I mean, or not have the right food. So it's knowing who needs it and who doesn't. But I think it's just right to get everyone in and have some pre-match stroke brunch, bit of breakfast really thing before we and treat it almost like Swindon will. You know, obviously they'll be coming down and staying in a hotel, so we'll be doing the same.
How's Hayden White? He's obviously been struggling with a groin, and you're without Smith, aren't you, this weekend because of international duty? Is White ready to play?
I'm hoping so. He's been out with a physio today again. He hasn't trained with the group today. We'll give him to as late as possible to hopefully make him fit. I think I always say I don't like playing people out of position, but I had to on Tuesday, and it probably wasn't fair playing Rico right back. If I have to again, I'm not saying play Rico right back, but if I have to play someone out of position, I will do, but it's not ideal. So I'll give Hayden as long as possible to be fit. If not, I'll come up with plan B.
Tafazoli obviously returned on Tuesday, which was positive for you. Did he come through okay? Is the hamstring all right?
Taf's fine. Trained well this morning again. I think Taf, probably himself would say he was probably a wee bit more worried about himself coming through the game the other day than the actual performance, which is always the case when you come back from an injury. You're worried about your own personal performance more than the team's. So it was. Listen, the best thing about it was Taf got 90 minutes. From not playing against, from coming out of the game against Rochdale. He's had another good training session today. He's going to have another one tomorrow, building into the game on Saturday. Then we've got a full week's training next week that I'm sure that he will only benefit even further from. So, great thing for us was to get Taff another 90 minutes, get Jimmy in another 90 minutes, and like I say, the other night was to introduce some of the young boys to the team.
And we talked about the new goalkeeper, but is Tyler desperate to cling on to the shirt? Does he want to carry on his first choice for the moment, really? I'm
sure he will. Tiles, he's played that many games now. He wants to play more. I haven't made a decision on the goalkeeper yet. I'm going to have a sleep on it tonight. Speak to Tiles today, see what he thinks, because at the end of the day, he is part of our staff as well. So it's important that he comes in these conversations and he tells me how he feels personally. Sometimes when you're 39, 40 years of age or whatever he is, it's hard to go Saturday, Tuesday. So listen, I'll listen to Tiles. He knows his body better than me, so I'll have a good conversation with him today.
And other than the long-termers in Hayden that we've mentioned, everyone else okay? Everyone fit?
Everyone's fit and available. I'm going to start bringing young Dion Moore closer to us. I've been really impressed with the kid. He's since he's been at this club, even when I was coaching with the under-15s at the time, he had just come into the club, and I was impressed with him then. He's got stronger. He looks like a man for a 17-year-old. Similar sort of thing to Leo. So he's ready to be with us. I think whoever was at the game the other night, seeing when he come on, he's great maturity for his age. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's ready to be involved with us 24/7 now. And he has been training with us most of the season. So looking forward to getting him amongst the group as well, so that'll be good.